Man, y'all thought me teaching the children about me being poly was crazy. But not only that, but they also know that I'm gender fluid. At one point last year, I had explained to them that I was not Miss Lois or Mr. Lois. It's just Lois because I'm not a boy or a girl. And this was all well and good until October, when I also explained to them that I'm pagan, so I am also a witch. And at one point, I had gotten a haircut, and I gotten the sides of my mohawk shaved down. And I come into work, and one of the children goes, "Lois, are you a boy? You have short hair." And his sister goes, "No, Lois is a girl." And a third child, who's my favorite, suddenly yells, "No, guys, we've been over this. Lois isn't a boy or a girl. Lois is a witch. Duh."
Lois shouldn't be teaching preschoolers.
I feel like she transitioned from her name being Lewis to Lois.
I think so. I don't know.
Odd.
I don't know. But, there's so much wrong with let's say these. Okay, it would be different if she was what she was.
Yeah,
and she didn't ever speak a word about it with the kids. She just went to school. She taught the kids what they're supposed to learn, and she didn't speak a word. I mean, and when they ask her, you know what the right response is when a kid asks you about the way you look or whether you're a boy or girl or whatever, you say, that's something that you need to talk with your parents about.
Yeah.
It is not something
Great
that
answer.
a teacher should be talking to 4-year-olds about.
There's been several videos that the mainstream media has just jumped at playing where they talk to all these Florida teachers and they ask them, "Hey, are you concerned about the Don't Say Gay bill?" Usually gay Florida teachers.
Yeah, right.
And they've had, I think I've seen at least 2 examples of these people going, "Yeah, I'm afraid that I can't talk about, this guy talking about, I'm afraid I can't say that I just, they asked me what I did this weekend. I can't say that I, went boating with my husband." Yeah, no, the bill does not ban you from doing that.
Correct.
The bill bans instruction on sex or gender. So if you say you were boating with your husband, that's fine. If they ask you, well, why do you have a husband? Then maybe that's something you should ask your parents about. That's always a great answer.
Yeah, and you form, I think, in your subconscious when you're young, a lot of ideas. And so if you're a 4-year-old and you're hearing about, the gender fluid stuff, your teacher's transgender, but also your teacher's a witch.
A pagan witch.
Yeah, and then you get curious. I mean, what kind of rabbit hole does that lead down? And what kind of damage does that do to a young child's brain where it's engraved in their subconscious for the rest of their life?
And here's a point that I mentioned earlier and I just really want to hammer home, which is even setting aside her being pagan and her being a witch, okay?
Yeah.
Her teaching her kids this idea, the kids in her class, this idea about how she's not a girl or a boy, that is a religious belief. That is the idea that there are boys, there are girls, and there are things that are neither boy nor girl. That's a religious belief. We're not allowed to talk about the Bible in class, but she's allowed to preach her religion. She's allowed to get her kids, to preach her religion to those kids, to get those kids indoctrinated in that religion at a school that is funded by the state, okay? That is a state-sponsored religion. All right, that is what that is at this point, okay? We do not have a freedom from religion. We have a banning on any religion except for the religion that the state chooses as best. That's how we are living right now. Yeah. And it's not just that these teachers are just going off and they're kind of going rogue, we aren't just taking examples of 6 teachers that went rogue. There are sets of curricula across the country in schools all over the country that tell teachers to teach their kids about these ideas, okay? This is a state-sponsored religion. That is what this is 100%.
Yeah, and what's really alarming is these are just the teachers that are willing to go online and talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, these are some...
Got to be a small percentage.
Yeah. Think about all the teachers that also think like this, but they just don't post about it online.